Oh, Lord. Hi, guys. I won't talk about what Fridays feel like, but I feel like we are stew. Okay, I hope we're not stew. I wish I had lotioned my hands. But hi, everyone, and welcome to another Friday Reads Sprints. And as usual, when it's Fridays, I like to share what I've received during the week. And this week, I received nothing. So it means it's more time for us to read. In terms of my reading, I think you guys have seen, I think I updated recently, though, that I'm in some kind of a rut, some kind of a slump. And that's the truth of the matter. I can't seem to kick myself out of it, but I've got a lot of books I need to get through, especially this month. So I didn't read much last week. I probably read when we chatted on Friday, and then I read maybe a few more chapters of An Ordinary Wonder by Boki Papillon, but it's really not working out. I need to read this book, this chunker of a book, The Old Drift by Namwali Serpell, for the Vuvu Vena Reads Bookclub for not this month, not the next month, the month after that. So I want to say it's the September, October. I might be wrong, but around that time. And I see that Read So Lit by Brown Girl Reading is having a read along over on Goodreads. And Didi did invite me over there, and it's the first week they're doing it for July, and it's the first week, and they had set the reading goal to page 139 for the first week. So I'm going to try and start this, and this is what I'll be reading during the sprint. And if you've just joined, like I said, I don't have anything to share for publications who have sent me books this week because I didn't receive anything, and I didn't read much last week, so I don't have anything to share in that regard. But I am picking up The Old Drift as my I'm picking up The Old Drift as the book that I will be reading during the sprint. The sprint will run until 6:30. These sessions will always run until 6:30. I will divide today's one by 30 minutes, I think, because there is no Friday reads and showing off of any new books. So I think that's what I'll do. I encourage you during this time to grab a drink, grab a snack. Don't ask me, it's ice cream and wine. I am going through it. Don't ask. And then always be comfortable. I'm on my bed. I have like a blankie over here. I've got my book. I've got my book journal, and I am ready to go. Otherwise, what are you guys reading? I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, there we go. Let me know. Hi, Charity. Let me know what you guys are reading and what you are snacking on as well. I'll say on the comment section once the first sprint will start. Let me just grab this phone to use as a timer like last time. And how are you guys doing? How was your reading week? I'm trying to grab my stuff to write with. Okay, I think I'll use this month. And then just that it's not overcomplicated. How was your reading week? I'm reading Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. How's that going? Are you just starting it or are you into it already? What are the rest of you guys reading? I'm just gonna, so what I do on my book journal, in case you guys were wondering, is something of the sort, right? I write the title, the author, the publication details, and then I start writing my notes. So this is a fresh book that I'm starting, and I want to be able to do that. So that's what I'm jotting down. And you guys can just let me know what you are reading in the meantime. My throat's been funny this whole week, actually. Charity says, I just had dinner. Ooh, Burger King. Like, I tried to get dinner before the live. I just didn't succeed. I'm going to have to order for my kids afterwards. No. Fridays are your day offs. Nobody's going to try and cook on Friday. No one's trying to be anything but alive on a Friday. At least I'm not. I'm not that person at all. Okay. I'm not going to fill in the details now. I just want to be able to start. So it is currently 5 past 5. I'm going to start the first sprint. Like I said, I think today let's go. Actually, let's not do 30 minutes. I feel like that's a long stretch. Let's do 20 minutes like we did last time. I think that time worked for us. It worked very well for me because it kept me energized throughout. So let's just do that. I think that's better. I'm trying to find my stopwatch. Um, I think 20 minutes would be best. Hi, Smalley. Oh, you're loving the book, Charity. I had just a hectic week and wanted to read something light and fun, and this book is definitely it. I actually think I'm gonna pick up the third book in the Bridgerton series this weekend because I really do need to feel like I can read and finish a book very soon because I've been struggling like no one's business. And if I can finish one light book, like you're saying, I think that it will push me on for the rest. And I think that's a strategy that worked for me during June as well. So definitely, I am excited for that. Hi, Lele, too. Hi, Peppy. So what I was saying to you guys is that there is no Friday reads today because I had a bad week in terms of reading and I didn't get any book mail this week, so there's nothing to share. So right now we're gonna start our first 20-minute sprint. I hope you guys have got your books. I hope you've got your snacks. I've got a glass of wine and I've got ice cream, and I accept no judgment because it doesn't make sense. And I've got my book, and I've got my book journal, and I'm ready to go. So the first 20 minutes starts now. And feel free to let us know what you're reading in the comment section. You guys can continue chatting in the comments. But for those of us who are starting the sprint, let's go. Okay, guys, the first 20 minutes is up. No, I'm not talking to you.
I thought you was talking to me.
Sorry, I'm not talking to you. Close the door, boy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Say it quietly so I cannot hear it.
Okay, bye. Hey guys, and this is the reason why I mute while we are reading, is because my kids are in the house and from time to time they will be screaming and making a noise, etc. So I'm just gonna catch up with the comments while we take our first break. Ooh, Pebby says she's starting Ohat. Ah, that's so great. I saw it being advertised very recently, and I thought it was quite interesting. Let me know how it goes. Maybe it's one worth investing in. Yeah, she does read fast, hey? She really does read fast, and she makes time to review the books very quickly after she's read it. That's like something like phenomenal for me as well, because I take my time with reviews. Let's see, what did Samole say she's reading? Oh, she's reading The Dragons, The Giants, The Woman by Wayeti Moore. Is that one a memoir of sorts, Samole, or is it also fiction? I just saw Charity's previous comment where she said she's been diving into big books and finishing absolutely nothing. It's the worst, hey? I just need that one book that's just going to get me through and get me back where I was. Yeah, definitely. What Karabo or Pepe's books is saying is that it depends on the pacing of the book as well, and that's definitely true. If books are fast paced, you'll definitely get past them very quickly. But I like this thing that she says she aims for the first 50 or 100 pages of a book, because I've been trying to see if I can read at least 50 pages a day because I'm in the slump that I'm in, which I'm absolutely hating. Oh, Samilicious, what are you reading? What's the name of the new YA book that you're reading? Sorry, I only saw this coming now. We're doing 20-minute sprints, Gracie. We're doing 20-minute sprints, and that was our first 20 minutes. And the whole session, the live, will end in an hour and a half, or rather at 6:30 South African time. Hi, Ompile. Hi, Mary. Maria. I want to say that's the name. Sorry if I mispronounced this. Sam Alicia says she's reading Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secret of the Universe, a novel by Benjamin Saenz, I want to say. Wow. Is that one philosophical, or are they just using like philosophical figures from heyday just to make it a little bit spicy? Peter says she just finished reading for the A Cocaine Prize, so should be loading in a few minutes. I'm going to read one essay from When Secrets Become Stories, Women Speak Out. And that video that you're talking about, are you loading it on your IGTV or on book? What am I saying? On BookTube as well? Okay, it seems like people are holding very interesting reads here, and luckily, or not luckily, interestingly, none of them are books that I have read. I've heard about a few, so I'm quite keen, and I like these kind of conversations because they put certain books on your radar as well. I thought as much, especially since you're saying it's YA. So Militia says they are just using fancy names because you're saying it's YA, and I wondered how they would introduce that kind of philosophy to young adults, but still, it's a very catchy title. I like it. Sorry, Emma Ray. So I'm glad to know how to pronounce it. I'm glad to know how to pronounce it. You're saying like a sun ray or an X-ray. Okay. So Emma Ray or Emma Ray. Okay, this did help. Thank you very much. And what are you reading, Emma Ray? Did I get that earlier? So we're gonna start the next sprint, which is gonna be the second one, in about 2 minutes time. Let's start it at 25 to 6. So like I'm saying, I will put myself on mute while we are reading, guys, because my kids will make a noise. I can't solve for that. Hi, Starlight Reader. Okay, you're reading The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. Chokshi. Guys, I'm bad with names in case you have not realized. Please, can you tell us a little bit about that one? Is it a YA? Is it a contemporary? Is there anything that you think would hook most of us to reading it? And how's the representation on that one as well? Emery says, no worries, I'm reading Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. Okay, that's great. That's great. I really hope this helps you guys. I'm about to start the second sprint, another 20-minute goal, and I hope you guys are making a dent into the books. But I'm enjoying this so far. I'm very, 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 very early in. I'm just amazed at how well written this is. And if I remember correctly, I did listen to a podcast by Books and Rhymes sometime this year, and she was interviewing Namwali, and she did say I think it took her 2 decades to write this book. I want to say she said 2 decades. And the writing is so crisp, so clear, and I think I'm gonna fall in love with this kind of story. And once again, I've picked up a book that seems like it will be following a certain family tree, and I see that there's a lot of those going on right now, because the first one that I did pick up of that nature was No Be From Here by Natasha Mokodi and Kalulu Banda this year. That one was published by Blackbird Books here in South Africa. And then I did pick up Jennifer Nsubuga Makumbi's Chintu. And then I recently finished Jassie's Homegoing. So all of three of these have that theme going, right, where they are following a certain family line and telling the different stories from different character point of views. Initially, I thought it was something that I would not enjoy because there were too many point of views. But now that I've read 3, and I think this is going to be a 4th one, I see that it is a type of, I want to say it's a genre, maybe it's not, that I'm actually enjoying. And I can't wait to see how this one unfolds. Can you imagine? And if you guys do have like access to any podcast platforms, that interview was actually the one thing that made me know that I wanted to read this book. The name of the podcast is called Books and Rhymes. And Sarah, I always forget her surname. Sarah is the host, and she has absolutely the best interviews with authors that you can find online. Like, I absolutely love how she conducts those. Okay, let's start our second round. Okay, this is end of the second sprint. So this is a bit of historical fiction, right? It's based in Rhodesia at the moment, so I don't know if she travels elsewhere in her narration of the story. But right now we're in Rhodesia in the early 1900s. And I'm pointing this out to ask you guys if when you come across like these derogatory terms from way back, whether it's the N word or the K word in literature, even if it's being placed in a historical setting and it makes sense, does it not like shock you a little bit? It does shock me, I won't lie. And I struggle to get my mind to understanding that not obviously, but this does make sense because this is historical fiction and it's happening at a certain time. And this was the climate at the time. I don't know. I still take offense, especially, I don't want to lie to you, if the author is not a person of color. Namwali is a person of color, but especially if the author is not a person of color, I do take great offense. However, that said, like I said, her writing is so crisp, so clear, so spectacular. And she sprinkles her story with a little bit of humor here and there. But there are moments where, like I'm saying, because this is historical and because of the time that it's set in and because of the story that she's telling, she has to tell these kind of anecdotes, but they really get to me. I just noted one. I just want to give you just a picture of what I'm talking about. Let me see where this starts. It's just a paragraph. Okay, it goes. So this is from the point of view of a character that we've come to know as an Englishman called Percy M. Clark. And he's been in Rhodesia for a few years now, let's say 2 or 3, give or take. And then he says, there are those who flatter themselves that they truly know the native. I would never make such a claim. The native is harder to understand than a woman. The more you know him, the less you know of him. The key is not to let his savagery in. To wit, I never whip a native unless he deserves it. A dog and a native are on par. One should give them a good thrashing when they have earned it, but one should thrash neither until one's temper has cooled. I don't know, guys. Like, you know what happened in this continent, but I think there's a different seeing that happens when you read a book, and there's a different seeing when you use your own imagination to picture how things could have been. And that level of seeing is just so close that you could probably anger yourself on an experience that you didn't physically experience. I'm not saying that the ramifications or the remains of these brutal times are not with us now. I'm just saying that you are not the characters being spoken about at that point in time, but these kind of books do trigger people to a very large extent. And are they necessary? Don't get me wrong, I absolutely think so. But I just want to say that I think I'm going to have a tough time reading The Old Drift. I'm going to need more wine. I literally am going to need more wine. I won't survive it. How did the second round go for you guys? Charity says she's also behind with reviews, girl. I actually think I just need to dedicate one weekend and just thrash them out and know that that's done. Hopefully next weekend, because I won't be able to do it this weekend. Oh, please, MRA, do subscribe to the podcast, listen to it. I mean, Sarah does a spectacular job with that. And I remember there was a time where I was going through a different kind of slump at the beginning of the year. And I can't tell you enough how much that podcast just fed my soul. I absolutely love the kind of authors that she interviews and the kind of topics that they talk about. It's very well done. Did you like it, Charity, The Gilded Wolves? Oh no, Pile, like it's so difficult reading with kids around. Hey, and these days my kids are waking up earlier and earlier. I'm struggling to sleep and all sorts of things. So whenever I had time before in the past when they were around, it was during the times that they were sleeping. But now I can't escape reading while they are awake. So I don't know how I've trained myself to do it, but I just tune them out and I only listen for alarming sounds, and that's That's it. Yeah, no, this one, it's really, and the thing is, I do appreciate them, right? For me, I was not a history scholar, not in high school, not in varsity. In varsity, I did do political studies. It was a major that I did, but it focused mainly on, it wasn't so much as history as more the politics of the continent, if you get what I'm trying to say. I know that they're interlinked, but it was not really as historical. What Namwali is doing here is that she's bringing in the geographical history of the place as well. Anyway, I'm appreciating how I'm learning African history through the African literature that I've picked up, especially this year. However, it's hella triggering. I don't want to lie to you guys. It's really triggering. Sorry. Oh no, you're gonna enjoy it. Trust me, it's top class. That podcast. Oh, I also was not one for them. I don't want to lie to you guys. Last year I did take an intentional like thing with myself to read more African literature, whether it's historical or not, because that was a lacking part of my reading. And since then, I found that most of the stuff that I do read from Africa is historical to an extent. Um, Ompile says, Joe, I'm already mad just at the introduction by the editor, Sunyati. I think this is a heavy read and I'm not emotionally ready for it. Yeah, hey. And the thing is, this goes back to that ongoing conversation that never ends. If we are always going to be reading of trauma coming from Africa. And don't get me wrong, I think I've said it a few times that if that is our story, then that is our story. A large part of our existence has come from traumatic experiences, and it is our right to talk about those traumatic experiences until we have purged ourselves of that trauma. So I'm not saying that African writers need to write more lightly or need to not tell their trauma, but it is a conversation that's been going on. And I do think that there is space now for lighter writing coming out of the continent, out of the country, something that has, because even when we write romance, right, there is trauma in our romance, there is abuse, there is witchcraft, there's never just light stuff that we are telling. And I don't think that our narrative has to always be that heavy. I don't believe that. Girl, I think that I'll join you actually, and I will definitely check on you. At least for me, I'll try at least one review. I'll probably won't publish them immediately because I will want to see how I want to structure the publication of those. But I'll definitely join you from Sunday to Tuesday, one review a day. Dude, Sarah is just a gem, hey? She is a gem. Oh, okay. I thought you said you loved it. I thought you said you had read the Gilded Wolves charity. I've told my kids, Charity, that record anything that has me in front of the camera, in front of my laptop, or having to get into my room and close the door, that it is work and it is a meeting. As soon as the devices are out, I'm in a meeting. And these days they seem to understand it more than they did initially. So they do try and give me some privacy, but because it's the two of them playing, they play dinosaurs, they play imposter aliens. I don't know these kind of games anyway, but they require noise clearly. And sometimes I have to remind them and I have to press pause, etc. But for the most part, I won't lie to you, my kids have understood that there will be moments where I need silence. Yeah, no, guys. And the thing is, the psychological impact of heavy books is cannot be overrated. You do have to be mentally ready to consume something that is heavy emotionally and mentally, because those two are often very tied together. Anyway, I feel like I've spoken a lot during this break. Let us head for our next 20 minutes, and I think it's going to be our final one, because I'm looking at the time. It's almost 10 past 6. So let's do the last 20 minutes starting now. Okay, so that's the end of our last sprint. How did it go, guys? I liked it because I got into the book and it's quite interesting for me. So I'm gonna try and push for to get to the past the first part of the book. If you get what I'm trying to say, it is segmented into parts. The first part is not so long. I'm not so far off before I start the official first part, if that makes any sense to you guys. Also, I wanted to say to you guys that there are a few people on here who have booktube channels too that I've noted already. But if you've got a booktube channel, do let us know in the comment section. However, Charity Matlala has a booktube channel and it's called Charity Matlala. From time to time, she also does sprints on her channel. Please let us know, Charity, if you'll be having a sprint on your channel this Sunday and what time it will be. And then Bokamusa Book Club is on Pile's booktube channel. And yeah, it's called that. So you can go over there and follow her. Mainly she does book readings and she entices us with the new releases, especially out of the continent. Who else do I recognize from BookTube? However, if I have not mentioned your channel, guys, and you do have a BookTube channel, please do let everybody know in the comment section down below, and let's follow each other. You never know what you could come across. And obviously, most of this bookish community is about building community. So it's nice to connect each other as often as we can. Okay, so Garabo Pebi says, I love historical fiction and I find that I also enjoy history based in the 1500s, really? 1800s, really? And I've only been like meddling in I don't think I've gone as far as 1500s. That is so interesting. And is it out of Africa? Like, is it out of the continent or is it just across the board? Books by the likes of Tracy Chevalier or Kate Moss. Okay, I'll look out for those actually because I'm seeing that I do have an appetite for this, but I don't know if I have an appetite for the sort of history that's coming out of the African historical fiction that I'm reading. Okay. I can see why though, right? There's something intriguing with mixing facts with stories. I don't know how to explain that. I can see why though. Please try whatever strategy you can, Charity, and eventually you hit it. Because the one thing that I feel as a mom, and especially because I'm a single mom without any help, is that you do need your time. And wherever you can get it, as long as it's not a matter of you're grabbing it from your kid and they don't understand and they feel neglected because of it, as long as you can get it and it's an easy getting, then take it, please. Take it. It's easy to get distracted here, which is why I like sprints. MRA says, I don't want to lie. She barely read and she got distracted after she got up to make coffee. But if you're making coffee, where are you based, MRA? But if you're making coffee at this time and you're here locally, then you're not going to sleep, girl, and you better pick up that book. But it's easy to get distracted. This is why I love the reading sprints, because they are a sort of discipline that forces you to sit down and read. I also had a very slow reading session, but it's probably because I'm not into the book yet and I'm trying to understand how the author is doing things. Hopefully, I don't want to pick up the same book every week, but I will read this book throughout the week, and maybe the next Friday reads will be a different book, but hopefully during the week I'll have gotten my rhythm in this specific book. Oh yay! What's the name of your channel, MRA? See, it's nice to just give yourself that kickstart on Pele. She says she also got into the one that she's reading right now. I guess your booktube channel is MRA Empowered. Let me know if that's the right one. Okay, no. Drink some wine or have some chamomile tea. Friday is no time for us to be mad. Oh, yay! Thank you, Charity. See, this is what I like. The connection is what I like. So Charity says she's gonna check out MRA's channel after this. So will I. Yay! I hope you do one on. I put you on the spot, Charity, but I hope you do one on Sunday. Pebby, 40 pages in an hour and a half. That is a lot for me because I really did not get even to 20 pages. I don't want to lie. But like I'm saying, I was getting into the book. But I'm so glad because 40 pages, and let's say you've got the weekend, you'll probably be way past the halfway mark of the book that you're reading. Yes, do that. Oh, we're also doing movies. So I started this new movie night thing with my kids. So it's animation night every Friday night. So after dinner at 7, we tuck into my bed. So they have a sleepover slumber session and we watch some movies. Last week, we passed out trying to watch Storks. So that's what we'll be watching tonight as well on Netflix. I see that it's been trending for a bit. So I guess people are liking it. Emma Ray says, I'll check out yours too. Please, guys. Oh, okay. So that's why you're having coffee. You're based in the US. Ah, nice to meet you, MRA. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, your channel should be MRA empowered. Okay. We'll definitely check that out immediately after this as well. Okay, 4 p.m. on Sunday is what Charity is saying. That's when she'll have her sprint over on her channel. So do look out for that, guys, if you enjoy these kind of things. And I'm definitely going to come in because I really need to make a date on my July. So I'll see you at 4 p.m. on Sunday, Charity. I'm definitely hoping that we will finish Storks tonight so that we can do 2 movies. The first time that we did it, we did watch 2 movies back to back. I'm trying to remember the second one. I want to say the second one was SpongeBob, but the first one was The Wish Dragon, which they absolutely loved. Okay, great. Thank you so very much for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. We'll see you guys again next Friday at 5 p.m. sharp South African time. And I will send out a reminder like I did on Instagram in case you guys forget. And I really do hope that you guys enjoy these sessions. If you guys have any suggestions and you follow me over on Instagram on how to run these or what you'd like to see more of during this time, obviously it's a reading time. But if you want us to discuss a few things during the breaks and the intervals, please feel free to let me know. I'm open to any suggestions. But until next Friday, then I see Garabo just said something. Okay, she says the historical fiction is mostly out of Africa. Old England and royals fascinate me. Royals, Old England, I said. The Sin Eater, which I read last year, was stunning. Oh, okay. Let me just jot that down. I will look it up. Okay. Okay. I've seen this concept somewhere, the Sin Eater concept somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure if it was like detailed, but I've seen this somewhere. Yay! Thank you for subscribing. Ompile. All right, guys. See you guys next week. Bye.